How we doing today, man? Recording this video a lot earlier than I ever do. It is not even 10 o'clock yet, but a really great thing to talk about today is greed in trading. And why would I be talking about that? Well, if you follow me on Twitter, Diego B Trades, you would already see the trade that I took today. But greed was very quickly almost getting the best of me. Why is that? Well, because this is our trade right here. This was our trade. It was not 92 points. It was 34 points. And look at what it's doing. 7R. And more. It's going to probably hit this daily fair value gap, which would be my last target. Which would be a 8R. Would be a $300 trade. I would realistically cut the trade here at 100 points if I was in this, but this is why I'm making this video right now, like right away, because I want to talk about it while it's happening. I took a fantastic winner. I'll pull up the video of this trade. This is my only trade of the day, right? Great, exactly what we want to do. Only trade of the day, one trade. Cool, one trade. Look, we came back from yesterday's 7 trades and Monday's 22 trades. And we took our one trade. We waited for what we wanted to see. We took it with no hesitation. We weren't afraid, and we got our take profit. Nice, quick. This is what I like. I like these 1, 2, 3 minute trades. That's what I like, right? That's all you need. If we had the hold longer, we had the hold longer, but this was a valid liquidity point, right? Equal lows. I don't need any more than this. I don't need any more. Why? Because look what happened at these lows. You never know which low is going to be the one that has a big reaction. Right? Look what happened off open. If you were in a short here and you got in somewhere around here and we dumped down, boom, came through our target. Oh, cool, but I want to hold for these equal lows. Right? And then you make no money and you make nothing. So it's not emotional trading, right? When you stick to a plan. And I'm more than happy with how I handled today, but why am I talking about greed if I only took one trade? My account's locked. Well, my first response to this trade today was, I need more. I need more. I need to make more money. This isn't enough. I need more. Let me make a little illustration for how this is actually all you'll need. You don't even need, like with one micro, 30 points, that's all you need, right? And let's show you why, right? Let's pull up our friend here, the calculator, right? If you made $68 today, which I did, if I had the skill and confidence in myself and my ability to have just a small day, $68, times that by the 5 accounts you trade in Top Step, that's a $340 day. How many of you guys can work for 15 minutes and make $340? Nobody, right? Nobody that is watching my video, at least. You know, I'm not saying you can't, not saying you won't, but from what other job are you making $340? Bro, I have friends that bust their behind serving tables, and they'll talk about how they make $300 in a shift. That's like 8 hours, 8 hours of just grinding, actual hard work, with one small, not even a big, small trade, with one micro. In 15 minutes, I make $340, right? Obviously, I didn't. And obviously, I'm not focused on the money, because if I was focused on the money, I wouldn't be trading one micro, right? I wouldn't be focused on the money if I'm trading one micro. I only bring this up to tell myself, hey, stick to the process, stick to the process, stick to the process. This is where we're going, right? And 340 is not even the end all. That's not the mountain that we're trying to climb. It's not $340, but I'm not there yet. You might not be there yet. Maybe you are, but maybe this is on one account, you make $340, and you're like, cool. Now what do you do? Times that by 5, $1,700. So maybe you're making already like $200, $300 on a trade, and you want to be able to do it across more accounts. That's the motivation. So I'm not doing this to focus on the money. I'm not doing it for any of that. I'm doing it for us to see the vision, to see the process, to remember, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we're building towards, right? This is what we're building towards. This all it is just the same thing, but at a high level where you don't make mistakes like I did on Monday and Tuesday. And I'm coming out of a great day. This is trading. This is my model right here. We dump lower, we come up, manipulate this high one more time. ES rips up higher. We make an SMT here. Where's the SMT, you might ask? Right here. Right, we come back above this 907 high right here. Boom, shoot above. 907, SMT, right, cool. 5-minute gap. And this is my trade, right? This is the trade breakdown right here for you guys. Trade breakdown. 5-minute gap right here, unfilled, right? We came up, made equal highs with it. Unfilled, came up, fill it, reject. Fill it, reject. Bearish, SMT. Why else are we bearish? We go on the 4-hour time frame. Why else are we bearish? Right here, notice this high right here. At 14, whatever from that 1 week, right? We sweep out the high there. Bearish, right? Why else is even more bearish? We go to ES. Look what happens here. 4-hour high. Look at what this 4-hour high is. SMT, right? It's just clockwork. I came into the day so bearish. I almost tweeted about it. I was like, I'm so bearish. I want to see this daily gap. What do we have below us? We have a daily bullish fair value gap that we need to rebalance to. We don't need to, but we're probably going to rebalance to this daily fair value. We have a new week opening gap that's massive. It's not been filled, right? We've only been going up all week, 2 days. Just we gap up and we just run up. That's not like, it's not how markets move. It's not possible for markets to move this way. It just isn't. Where's equilibrium? Equilibrium is perfectly with the new week gap. Where do you think we're headed? Right? At least closer. Where are we headed on this gap from the week open? Equilibrium. Where's equilibrium? And I'm not one of those nerds that's like, algorithm. But where's equilibrium of this range of the week? Oh my gosh. What was that? Oh my gosh, it's the daily fair value gap. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Dude, I'm telling you guys, when it comes to this stuff, you have to love this, man. You don't have to love money. You have to love this. You have to love looking at the charts and learning, man. There's nothing more. I'm in the mindset of accept the randomness in the market, accept the fact that you never will know for sure. But that doesn't mean that I don't believe you can read price action and get better at reading price action. I do think there's a randomness that you just have to submit to. But when I tell you, man, that I live for this, I live for days like this where it's just beautiful. We have the new week gap below us. We're overextended. We have equilibrium lining up perfectly with my objective. And then we execute well. So we had all these confluences for bearish come into the morning. And what was I waiting for? I was waiting to see something that I liked. What do we see here? We get up here. What do we get here? We sweep these highs inside of PD array. So this is now our change in state delivery right here, CISD. So we start overlapping everything. Then we get displacement through it, change state of delivery. We pull back up. We don't quite inverse yet, right? I was looking here. We don't inverse. Now what does this give us? A potential order block that we never retrace into. What do we get when we drop on the 30-second time frame? Oh my gosh, we have a fair value gap right here that holds under the change of state delivery right here. Trade into it, go lower. Come back up one more time. Test this wick, drop lower again. Enter on this candle. I entered a second early, or a little bit early. It didn't fully close, but I didn't realize at the time, and it's fine, right? The next candle came in, printed lower, no hesitation. Cool, right? Where's that? This low is irrelevant now. And why am I targeting this low? Well, I have one micro contract. I have one. I wanted to hold to this low, and it would have got there with little to no resistance, right? It would have gotten there in about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra minutes. We would have made a lot more. But why am I happy with what I did today? Well, again, like I said here at this low, when we had the reaction, you don't know which low, right? Yes, we didn't have any real PD array there to bounce price. There was nothing, it's just wicks under here, right? But this whole thing is a 1 hour imbalance that's been holding right here. So this whole space through here has clearly been a rejection point. So why would I want to be holding below these equal lows, this liquidity here, through a clear and obvious. This is where we bounced from yesterday. This is the rejection spot from yesterday. So yes, I had a really, really bearish bias. And yes, I was really confident in bearish bias playing out. But that doesn't mean I'm just going to hold indefinitely. There is nothing wrong. Like I said, I just did the math for you guys. Even with the $68 I just made, that is a fantastic day across 5 accounts. We have to move away from the fact of money and think about risk reward. I got into this trade. It was a 1.9 risk reward, basically a 2 risk reward. That is all you need. You don't need a 4R, right? I had a 2 risk reward. I probably had even closer because I could even have moved my stop loss to here, really, as soon as this candle started printing. 9 points. That would have been a 3R on its own. But this is where my stop was. Why? Because this is where we rebounced to the 30-second. We had the inversion. We had the order blocks. We had the 30-second gap. We had this wick. I didn't want to see us come above here. That was my trade. If I was able to risk the same amount of dollar per trade, right? If I could risk $200 per trade, this trade would have made me $380. Correct my math if I'm wrong. 1.9 times 200 is 200 is 0.9 is okay. I'm 90% sure I'm right, but like 1.9 times 200, 380. Yeah, I was right. Okay, I just didn't want to look like an idiot. $380 right there. If you could risk the same amount per trade, let's pull this thing up. Right, we already know because it was close, but 380 times 5. Oh shoot. Times? No. What's the times button? I mean, I could just push it, but I swear it was like, times. I swear there's a button you could push on your computer, but times 5. Almost a $2,000 day. Bro, honestly, man, if that was a monthly income, that would be a pretty good year for trading, man. For first year make money. And that's not the end all be all, man. That's not the end all be all by no means. But one trade, one day. Think about when you start doing this consistently. You don't need to win every day. You don't need to make $2,000 every day, but you need to make more than you lose, right? And let's say at the end of the month you have a few good days and you make $5,000, right? Boom, 60 grand. That's all you need, man. That's all you need to live. That's all you need to live and live good, right? That's all you need. That's all you need. And you just scale it and you scale it and you get better and you refine it and you get better, right? I could have definitely held it here. I could have definitely held it past to this. Why did I not? Because I'm trading one micro contract. If I was honestly, even if I was trading like 4 contracts here, I would scale 2 at least here, maybe 3, leave 1 runner. Because there's no guarantees in trading. As much as I was really bearish today, and now we're about to run the daily fair value gap, equilibrium, as much as I could tell you about this move happening, you have to secure profits. You don't just get into a trade and it turns green and you close it because it's green, but you secure profits. You target multiples, 2R, that's all you need. And that's why I want to make this video and talk about it, because I have so much FOMO right now. I have so much greed in me that's telling me, how did I not get this move? Why did I not get this move? Why am I not still in this trade? That's what I'm telling myself. Why didn't I stay in the trade? Why didn't I hold? And now we'd be up 143 points. And dude, 143 points would change my account's life right now. Honestly, it would change my account's life. But I don't need it. I don't need that. I have so much FOMO right now. I have so much. I wish I got more, right? That's why I locked my account right after the trade. Because when is it going to be enough for you? When is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough when because if you always hold for this is a rare day that it just dumps off open like this. It happens, but how are you going to know when to predict it? You don't know. You don't know when it's going to be that day, right? Especially when you have one contract. If you have multiple contracts, if I had, honestly, if I had 5 contracts, I'm taking 3 off here, 1 off here, 1 off here, maybe taking it all off there, right, after the beginning. So when you have more contracts, you can do more, right? But still, you're leaving runners. You're not leaving your position open for it because you need to secure the risk reward. It's not long-term profitable for me to target more than a 2 to 1 risk reward in high time frames, right? It's not consistently profitable. This would be a 7R trade. This would be almost an 8R trade. You don't need 8R trades. I don't know who needs to hear this right now. You don't need 8RR trades. You just don't. Unless you think that you're going to lose 10 trades in a row, you don't need to hit this. You don't need to make all your money back on one trade. You just need to start doing the small things consistently. You just need to hit the 2R trades consistently. And what could I have done? I could have definitely targeted 2R here, but it didn't really matter. Yeah, I could have targeted the actual 2R, but it would have just gave me like 2 extra points, so I just targeted the low. This is all you need. I'm just trying to get this in y'all's brain. This is all you need. I'm trying to get it in my brain because I'm sitting here, I'm looking at this. This is my plan. I just walked y'all through the bias. I walked y'all through everything I was thinking. I wanted to maybe see us come manipulate higher, but why do we not need to? Why do we not need to, you ask, right? We had this 30-minute unfilled gap overnight. What happened in that? And when did all these come back? I deleted these so long ago. Huh, that's crazy. I'll keep them, but I used to have like every single time frame in their name, but I just deleted them because it looked trash. Anyways, we have that. We have a 1 hour gap as well here. A 1 hour unfilled, I believe, right there. Yeah, unfilled. All right, 1 hour gap. What do? We come up. Relative equal highs here. We come up, we trade above them, we run the highs, we get displacement lower. We trade back up to this fair value gap right here. We hold this 15-minute. Price displaces lower. We pull back up to 5-minute. We don't need to rebalance above these highs. We don't need to manipulate one more time. Why? Because we have the SMT on the higher time frame. We have the displacement. We have the pullback to the higher time frame imbalance. We're already primed to go. That's why I was so bearish. We were already primed to go. I would really love to see this 15-minute stay open and not take this low, but we did, and then come back up and then run lower. Now this is our bias, this 15-minute. If we run through this, we're going to go higher. If we hold it, we're going to go lower. Simple, right? But I really did want to see that not get ran yet and come up and like get into here. But yeah, it's not going to happen. Could happen, but it's not going to. I had the bias right. I had everything perfect. This was a perfect textbook dream day. And don't let the money, the dollar sign, anything like that remove the fact that today was a great day. I can't let that remove the fact in my brain that this was a fantastic day. I did everything I was supposed to do. Let's pull up that video now. Let's pull up the video of the trade because I did everything I was supposed to do, and that's all we can hope for, man. That's all we can hope for. All we can hope for. Right here. Put it in a little thing here. Look, 3 minutes on this thing. Again, I'm literally talking to myself when I'm just talking about the FOMO and the greed and stuff, but like, as soon as I took the trade, I was like, man, I should have held longer. But I'm only thinking I should hold longer because it would have made me more money. And look, I get in and instantly start dumping, man. Our stop's where we said our stop was. Our take profit's where we want it. I let my take profit there just in case we get a 60-point candle. But I was always going to drag my stop loss underneath and try and secure. I almost went break even early, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going break even right now because there's no reason for it. Never let go of it. I never let go of my break even. It was just an impulsive thought. And man, my hair looks so cooked on the sides. Look like a nigga Morat. And I was like, cool. I was like, man, $35 risk, like this ain't bad. Like this is good. This is chill. But we just got to keep doing these things, man. And that's why it's unfortunate that I can't risk the same dollar amount every trade. The fact that I can't risk $25 a trade, I would love to. I would love to be able to just sit there and risk 25 on each trade. but it's not possible with the sizing. So unfortunately, tomorrow we might take a trade, and our stop loss is going to be maybe $50, and that means or $60. So our stop loss is not, it can't be consistent, right? So we end up going to break even, right? We tag the low, we go break even. Cool, that's my plan. I didn't go early, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna drag my stop loss below if we get below that low, and bank in as my take profit. And honestly, right here, this is the only bit of like hesitation we got. There was really no hesitation on this trade. But I was like, man, it's gonna tag that low and it's gonna come back up. And that's why I took profit at the 402 low, right? Why did I take profit there? Because it could have tagged the low just like that, ran up to my entry and then gone lower, or ran up to my entry, gone 50 points higher, and then came all the way down. You don't know, man. You don't know the day that's gonna run 150, 1500. Like, you don't know when it's gonna run forever for you. So we're in the trade, and we're like, cool. We're just cool. I was at this point, I'm like, it would suck. I was like, man, I was on the flatten button. You guys can see, I almost flattened my trade. I was like, man, it would stink so bad to make nothing on this trade. But I gotta just leave my stop at break even, man. I can't. Like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And at this point, I'm like, cool. Let's see. And at this point, whenever it starts running below this low, since it's so close, I move my stop loss, let it go, so I'm securing money just in case it doesn't hit that low and comes up. And then it goes through, and I put my stop there, and it gets me instantly. It didn't really have much of a big drop. Sometimes you can see it just drop through. So I managed to trade exactly how I want to, right? Why did I do that? Because sometimes you get a big reaction through the low, like right here, right? Obviously, we hit the low right here already, but let's say I didn't get that in time. What happens? You get a big drop through the low, and then now my stop's here, and then, okay, this candle starts printing. Okay, now I pull my stop to here, and doing that, I increase my take profit by 15 points. And now this candle comes in, I'm just gonna drag my stop here, and I get 32 more points, right? And then I'm gonna keep dragging, and then boom, okay, now I get stopped out right here, and we made 33 extra points on the trade just because we dragged our stop, right? You don't always have to do it. I don't always do it, but it's definitely nice. We are now reaching for this 4-hour imbalance. We just consequent encroachment. Man, dude. And this is why I locked my account. Why? Because there's not going to be another opportunity for me. My objectives, my targets, they've all been ran. There's no more opportunity in the marketplace for me today. If I didn't get this trade, there was no more trade. And that's something that if I didn't take that trade, I would probably be looking for a trade. I'd be trying to force something. Maybe a long, maybe a short. My day is done. My day would have been done if I took a trade or didn't take a trade, but the fact that I took one helps me step away easier. My day is done. There's nothing. This is my model right here. This is all I was looking for. This low, equilibrium. Yes, I think it's going to draw into this new week gap at some point this week. And it could get there today with the rate we're falling. But that's not my job to sit in this trade and target, right? Let's see. My job is not to target a 21 risk reward trade. This is just not my job, right? I don't need to be floating a 200-point trade right now, just hoping that we're going to melt and melt and melt, because there's nothing that tells me that's consistent or I can consistently do that. These days don't happen like this all the time. And you like, if you tell me that you can predict these, I don't believe you, dude, because if you could, you'd be a billionaire. That is the day. That is the trade. How the lesson today for me and for you guys is, how do we become content with what we have? How do we become grateful for what we have? How do we become understanding of the process? It's going to take time, right? Because I could go tomorrow, I could lose my trade. Wow, yes, I could lose my trade tomorrow. How do I handle it? Right, I could, but there's all these, we don't know what's going to happen, right? We just show up and we do our job. I showed up today, and I waited for my setup, and I didn't turn off my setup. That's all I did. And that's all I'm going to try and do tomorrow, next day, and the next day. How do we learn to be okay with not hitting a home run every day? Everybody wants to hit a home run. Everybody wants this trade right here. I'll get a trade like this someday in very specific circumstances. But if I never get a trade like this, I can still make a lot more money than a lot of people. I could make, someone that caught this trade today, there's people running laps around them that get 20 points in the NASDAQ a day. They're running marathons around you. There are people that scalp 10 points on the NASDAQ that are making 100,000 times more money. Maybe that's a lot more. But 100 times more money than somebody that catches this move right here. Because trading isn't a game to flex. It isn't a game to show off. You don't have to be a genius, super genius, whatever. You don't have to be the best. I think the only way to become grateful for your life and for your skills and your trading and money and whatever you have, the only way to have real gratitude is to release the pride. Release your ego that tells you, I need to be the best. I'm going to prove all these people wrong. I'm going to be the best trader. I'm going to hit the best. I have the best RR. I have the best win rate. I have the best model. I have the best. You don't need to be the best. You just need to be the most consistent. You don't need to be the best. Of course, if you're the best, yeah, that's great. But when has being the best at something or wanting to be the best, when has that really made you happy with where you're at? And trading isn't like everything else, man. Trading isn't like growing a business, a real business. If you want to be the best, you work like you're going to be the best. If you want, like Rocky, man, I love the Rocky movies. Rocky Balboa, he wanted to be the best. So he trained like it. Yeah, cool. You have to. If you want to be Cristiano Ronaldo, Tom Brady, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, you got to train like the best. You got to want to be the best. You got to have the ego. That's why I always say, man, trading is the opposite of everything that is natural to humans. Ego, FOMO, greed, impatience. I could go on, man. If you want to be a good trader, you have to learn to not have a single bad trait. And I'm not saying that these athletes that want to be the best are bad people or have bad mindsets. That's how the only way you can do it. But you have to have a level of arrogance to be Ronaldo, to be Messi, to be LeBron James. You have they might be humble, right? I'm not saying they're not humble, but they have a level of arrogance that they are the best, right? the Kobe mentality. They believe that they're the best. You have to be arrogant. Trading doesn't work like that. You can't force it, right? The best trader in the world, the LeBron James of trading could be someone that makes 20 points a day on the NASDAQ, right? They could be the LeBron of trading because they have the biggest leverage. They have the most consistency. And I mean, I don't know who the best is, right? But again, my point stands. You don't need to be the best. Learn to be grateful. Learn to understand when enough is enough, and learn to understand what you're doing, how to scale it, how you want to scale it, and what works for you. And only focus on that. That is all I got for you guys today, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully you guys had a great day. Let me know how you guys did. Hopefully you guys did better than me. And I'll see you guys in the next one, man. I appreciate all the love and support. Please subscribe. Please like the video. Please comment, right? Help me out. Help me make some ad revenue. Please. I want to buy another funded account. And go follow me on Twitter, Diego B Trades or X, whatever you want to call it. I will see you guys in the future, man. I really do appreciate all the support on the videos, man. We've been killing it the last month and a half, 2 months, man. It's actually been crazy. And let's just keep the ball rolling, right? Let's keep the snowball effect going, right? Let's see what we can do. 100,000 subscribers are on the way. I'm going to keep saying that until it happens. And then people are going to be like, oh my gosh, she said it. Yeah, I did. I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.